stir crazy sitting in this stand all the time. Let's see if this magical sound won't bring in a deer. It's getting close, right?
Welcome to Bowzone Live. The whitetail rut is on in the Bowzone. Our hunters are in the stand, and we're excited to share it with you.
Bowzone Live, baby. Yeah, he's gone. I smoked the giant.
We found Ricky. Wow. This is it, man. This is what we do it for.
Bowzone Live is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Annihilator Broadheads, Bronc Beer, Bushnell Outdoor Products, HECS Stealth Screen, Hoyt Archery, Lone Wolf Taxidermy, Lowdown Viewer, Habit Apparel by Mako Inc., Onyx, Shot IQ, Portable Winch, and Wild TV Plus.
Welcome to Bowzone Live. It's the evening of November 28th. There are only 2 days remaining of whitetail hunting in the Bowzone for the 2023 season. Deer movement has been slow due to the warm weather, but our hunters' spirits are high, as you'll see tonight. This just in, I'm hearing it in my ear. We've got news for you here in the studio. Right at last light, Kevin Wilson has indeed let an arrow fly. He'll join us shortly with news on that. In studio, Michelle Van Dam is with me. Michelle, welcome again. Great to have you again in studio in season 4. Still no whitetail buck down for you, but that's okay. We appreciate you joining us today. I'm not going to give away too much about your deer and what yours and Kevin's have in common, but those who have been paying attention, they would know what's going on with the 2 of your deers that you've taken down. How have things gone for you? Because we saw Daryl off the top there having a little bit of fun because he was getting stir crazy. How would you describe this season for you?
Yeah. It's been a great season. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot more fun because of the weather. It's so nice. But it has been tough and it has been a little weird. But I'm just rolling with it and putting in my time. There's only a couple days left.
Keeping those spirits high, that's something we wanted to emphasize, that even though it's been tough, like you mentioned, spirits remain high. You guys are all talking to each other and keeping each other's spirits up. Have you noticed a lot of that positivity coming from all of our hunters?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Just within the chat itself, yeah, for sure, it lifts my spirits and gives me more motivation in the stand, and yeah, pushes me to keep sitting longer and getting out earlier and those kinds of things, so. Yeah.
Okay, positive vibes, Michelle. It's going to be a good show. We're going to have some fun, and we've got plenty in store for you here right on Bowzone Live on Wild TV.
If you're not much of a TV watcher, but you love hunting, Wild TV Plus is a great app to have on your phone. If you're bored sitting in the tree and not having much action, turn on Wild TV Plus app for great content and lots of awesome shows, including Bowzone Live.
So Mike Bashand, I was working this morning and Mike threw a post up in the Bowzone Live chat on WhatsApp and he shot a moose. I am just on my way with a side-by-side, chainsaws, portable winch, and other assorted items to go help him recover this moose. Like so. And that is ready to pull.
Oh man, this is cold. Come on! What do you think about that portable winch, Mike?
That thing's amazing. I got the thing out pretty easy. Hope maybe Ryan will give us some of those things in like a goodie bag of sorts or something like that. Well, I couldn't even keep up with him. Scott's already got the moose up by the trucks. That cone was amazing. Tried to run to keep up, but tried to run through the bush.
Beauty.
That was awesome. All right, now the work begins.
Well, it's been nice seeing you guys.
Hello, my name is Michelle Van Dam. I consider myself a DIY bow hunter. I love to be involved in the entire process from start to finish. One of my favorite activities is meat processing, and I love to do that with the meat that I harvest. After a successful bow hunt, I process all of my meat from, roasts to steaks, jerky, sausage, all different kinds of sausage. I love to try new recipes. I get my kids involved. It's a great way to have quality time with family. It's a great way for them to learn. And I want to be able to pass that on to them so they're able to do that when they're older. And they can pass that on to their kids.
Welcome back to Bowzone Live. We've been telling you about our contest for the last couple of weeks. The Lone Wolf contest has now closed. We'll announce the winner on Thursday's finale. Now, it is contest time right now. Gear up for an epic giveaway with Lowdown viewer, a top-notch trail cam viewer that's up for grabs. Scan the QR code to navigate over to Wild TV's Instagram post for your chance to win. It's just follow Wild TV and Lowdown viewer on Instagram. Give that post a like, tag your hunting buddies, and we'll reveal the winner on the grand finale of Bowzone Live. We'll have more on the Lowdown viewer contest later tonight. But first, as we mentioned, Michelle, have you been keeping an eye on Daryl and the WhatsApp chat? Because he's a character. We had him in studio the other day. Have you been watching along with what Daryl's been up to in his shenanigans?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he makes me laugh on the chat, that's for sure. He had a couple funny things to say today.
You're a medical professional. Are you a little bit concerned for his well-being at times when you see stuff like that? I jest, of course. I jest.
At this point of the game, I am. Yeah, I am.
We're comfortable in saying that because everybody's friends. We're among friends, right? So it's okay. Daryl, we love you, obviously. Let's see what Daryl Legg has for us, some fresh footage as well.
This little guy just showed up to the party. He's out looking for a girlfriend right now, but I don't know if his big brother's got one tied up in that bush or what, but he's pretty inquisitive as to what's going on inside that bush. I'll grunt at him. Right. So as of right now, this is not a shot opportunity or a pass because there's no way I could shoot that far. Plus he's standing straight on. Still very cool in the zone down these interactions. There we go. There's $2. Does not know what's going on back here, but he's a rutted up old boy. Saturday morning's at $6 already. I had one coming this trail right here. Like, that's 2 yards from me. They're not supposed to come there. They got a broken off G2. I would have drilled them, but I had no shot. Way too close. I've been after this deer for a couple of years now. He's over 190, maybe even 200 inch 5x5. That's a big deer. I just saw him at 400 yards across a field beside where I'm hunting. And he was hot after a doe, like chasing her down hard. I grunted, I snort wheezed, I grunted. He finally stopped. He looked into the bush beside me. I grunted to him up to know exactly where I was. He looked at me and then he chased her harder. They then proceeded to go into the bush. Up that way of me. That's where the wind is going. It's too late in the game or I would back out. There's only days left. I'd back out if it was earlier. Now I'm just hoping that he gets bored with her and he wants to come back and check out what that sound was he heard. 10 minutes goes by. I do some more grunting. And I'm sitting here all of a sudden. What the hell? Right behind me, there's a buck's grunt blowing at me. It's a pretty heavy grunt. Pretty heavy blowing at me. A minute after that, I look at my trail camera and the thing's staring at me. That's him anyways. That's the grunter. Damn grunter. Stay tuned. We're getting after this. I had no shot. He's still behind me. I'm trying to get him to come back.
All right, that was Daryl Legg with some great footage that was fresh, and he sent it in to us. Michelle, we were watching that wondering what the heck was going on. We're listening to Daryl describe his situation. He had a nice 5x5 that he said was pretty far downwind from him, tried to bring him back. It didn't happen. What did you make of what we saw from Daryl and his encounters there?
A lot of encounters, a lot of buck activity. I'm surprised Daryl is.
Last year I had my first opportunity to try portable winch. And I'll tell you what, if you're an outdoors person, especially a hunter, it's one of the tools that's become kind of my #1 thing in my truck. If you got to get a moose out, you got to move a tree off a tree stand. That's something I did actually. You got to get your truck unstuck. Portable winch is the answer. They're small, they're handy, they're reliable, they use a Honda motor, they're very easy to operate, and they're a major problem solver. So if you're looking for something like this, definitely take a look at portable winch.
Few days for you in the stand.
I've had quite a few quiet days, but I've also had some activity. Most of it has been muley though, and not as much whitetail. So yeah, I'm just trying to roll with it and hoping that whitetail still cruises through, but just not as often. But yeah.
Let's take a look. Let's see what Michelle's been up to.
This one scrape that I have a camera on is showing quite a bit of activity, and yeah, there's a decent buck hitting it, and it's been hitting it more than once. What's that one? It's this guy, and he was in during the day. I think it was 8 o'clock. And then he was also hitting it at night. So not bad, but you know, like even after the snowfall, I walked and just tried to look to see where most of the movement was, and it is on the south side here, which is where this scrape is. So good activity for this side, and who knows what a good old rattle can bring in, hey?
All right, Michelle Van Dam with some great footage there. Michelle, I heard you got busted.
A few days ago, yeah.
You got busted?
Yeah.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
We have some evidence of this, I believe, if you want to take us through what we're going to see.
Well,
so what happened here that they're telling me, hey, tell Michelle she got busted. What happened?
So I had some does around, some muley bucks earlier, and one doe was still hanging around, and she was kind of eyeing me up. She wasn't quite sure. And then this whitetail buck came in, and he was decent. I couldn't quite tell if I would shoot him or not, and but she didn't give me a chance because she was just I was frozen. I couldn't move. I couldn't really video him, and that's all I got when he was walking away. So.
Well, I'm glad we clarified that. We got it all sorted out.
Yeah.
One thing that you have done, though, is take down a few bucks in previous seasons. You had your Muley earlier this year as well. Let's take a look at what Michelle's been up to over the past couple seasons on Bowzone Live. Welcome to Annihilator Broadheads presents Bowzone Live from the Wild TV studios. Tom Gazzola alongside Michelle Van Dam in the co-host chair today.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and this is my second season. Shot a buck last year, third last day of the season, so grinded all season. It was a ton of fun, and I'm excited for this year. It's just really exciting to see the new bucks that are going to be coming in during the rut. I feel like it's a good spot, so yeah, excited. It was the second last day of my hunt, or of hunting, and I filled the tag.
She's a roller skating booty shaking through my mind. Her body just chills me down to my spine. They don't make 'em like that where I come from. She gives a little wink to get ready, 'cause if you want me tonight, 85, ride or die.
And I get out every chance I can.
I'm just trying to make the best of this whole damn plan. Promise just to let me the best you can. Let's ride it like a spaceship into the sun. As long as you hold me on and on. It's a first season. It's fresh. Yeah, if you want.
First archery muley buck. This is awesome. Stream the first 3 seasons of Bowzone Live right now on Wild TV Plus.
All right, some of Michelle Van Damme's greatest hits throughout,
Yeah,
what,
that's
3
great.
seasons now you've been on the show?
Yeah,
Excellent stuff. What stands out to you? What do you remember most? Any favorites in there that we saw? That was a great compilation.
Yeah, it was. Good job. Just a lot of memories, a lot of fun. It's what I live for. So yeah, that was great. It's great to watch, actually.
Maybe an inspiration to some hunters out there in these last couple of days. Certainly great work, Michelle. Fantastic work by our editors and the entire production staff here at Wild TV as well. More with you coming up after the break. We've got plenty of great footage. We're going to catch up with Logan Johnson, Zack Brown as we roll on here on Bowzone Live on Wild TV.
Hoyt have always been one of the top bows in the world, if not the top. Their products are known for their quality, their accuracy. The employees who work for them have a great passion for bow hunting and often use the product and try to make it better every season. So they come up with something every year, it seems, that just improves the product and makes it more accurate. I shoot the RX-7. I love it. It comes with the ability for women to modify it to our capabilities. So they have different cam sizes, etc. The draw length, so I can shoot exactly the same bow that my husband shoots.
All right, welcome back to Bowzone Live. Second last show of the season. One more time, let's take a look at one of our contests that we've been running here. The Lowdown viewer up for grabs. Enter to win the Lowdown viewer. Scan that QR code and it'll take you to the right page and hop on that. Like, share, subscribe, tag Hunting Buddies, and that'll be your chance to win an excellent prize from us here at Wild TV. That is the Lowdown viewer. All right, we're going to touch base with Kevin Wilson in a little bit, but first we're going to go to Kevin's Meet the Hunter segment.
I'm Kevin Wilson. I do quite a few things in the outdoor industry. I've been an outdoor writer for over 30 years, written for lots of outdoor magazines in Canada and the US, co-host a podcast for Swarovski Optic, and been involved with several shows. Love being involved with Bowzone Live, and yeah, that's who I am.
All right, there he is, the man himself, Kevin Wilson. Looks like he's settled in and comfortable. Pretty tired is what Heather described you as when we caught up with you last week. She can tell because she's your wife, Kev. How you been, buddy?
Been great. I'll tell you what, though, it's hour after hour on stand, and yeah, you do get a bit tired. It's been an easier fall because of the weather, but getting a bit tired, yeah.
We did tease it a little bit earlier, but you've got reason to smile today. Tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, you know what? I let that arrow go mid-morning. I thought it was a really good shot. The deer bedded down. It was a mule deer, and mule deer in the Bowzone are a bonus. So that's really what happened there. I had a tag, and I thought, you know what? I'm not letting that one walk. So shot him, and I thought it was a perfect shot. Turned out he bedded 30 yards away, and 10 minutes later he got up and just walked away. And I've learned after 30 years of doing this, I'm going to wait 4 hours just in case. Heather came and joined me, and in about an hour and a half, we tracked. He did go several hundred yards, but we walked up to him, and I did have to put a finishing shot into him, but he was pretty much done. So, yeah, pretty happy about it.
Well, good. We're happy for you. And before we get to see that buck, we're going to take a look at what you've endured leading up to it.
November 22nd. It's the morning. It's overcast. Today I'm sitting over a really big primary scrape. And the second round is going now pretty hard. I fully expect something to come through here. I'm in a bit of a clearing, a meadow. Guess we'll see. Buck should be traveling today. temperature is pretty unreal. I think it's +2 right now. I decided to switch stands. I needed to come and check a card to make sure I didn't miss anything that's going on. So I thought, well, I'll sit here for the next couple hours till dark. It's beautiful in here. There's a little more snow than there was where I hunted this morning. They're moving, definitely moving today, just a little slower. I think it's still pretty warm for them, but they're moving.
Here at Bowzone Live, one of the things we encourage every tree stand hunter to use is a lifeline. Essentially what a safety line is a line that goes from the top of the tree above the stand down to the bottom. Fastens around the tree. There's a prusik knot with a smaller loop line here, with a carabiner attached. Up top here, the line just gets attached around the tree, and then of course the loop with your prusik knot slides, and then your carabiner here. And essentially all you do is attach that to your full body harness. You'll see I'm wearing a Hunter Safety Systems full body harness. I clip that onto the loop there, and as I climb I can slide this prusik knot up. Now to show you what this does or how this works, essentially a prusik knot, climbers use it all the time. What it does is slides up and down when the rope's straight, but if you fell, the tension on the knot itself literally catches. So if you fell, it would literally catch you like that. If you're wondering where to get a lifeline, places like Cabela's, Walmart, Canadian Tire, good places to check. I know they carry brands, I think like Muddy Outdoors. I've seen Gorilla brand as well. I do make some of my own lifelines, but if you do that, make sure you use an approved climbing rope. Also make sure you use a weight-approved carabiner, and also make sure that you use the right knots. Remember, it's all about staying safe. None of us want to become a statistic.
Great footage there from Kevin Wilson, as well as a great message. Safety first, right, Kev? Always.
Absolutely. I really don't like climbing a tree without them.
Yeah. Michelle, watching Kevin's package there, what did you see? Anything stand out to you? Any questions for Kev heading into the last couple of days?
Well, I've learned a lot from Kevin. He's full of great tips and he's very knowledgeable. Yes, but I just wanted to know a little bit more about your mule deer shot. How did he come in?
Well, he came in where the whitetails have been coming in, just doing the same thing. I didn't know that deer, hadn't seen him before. He came in actually on one of the main trails, and I had the camera set up for him to walk right into the lane, right into in view of the camera, and he stopped short. And so essentially I had to adjust and take the shot. So I did get the shot, the sound of the shot on video, but I didn't get the actual arrow. Yeah, so like I say, he was a sharp quartering away shot. So I thought it was perfect. It wasn't perfect, but it did the job. So.
Kev, we will see that footage on Thursday, but you were able to give us a little bit of a debrief that we're going to get to right now from your Muley that you got at Last Light today. Let's take a look at that right now.
Well, here he is. I hit a little bit low from where I thought I was aiming. It was a 23-yard shot. I aimed for 20 and it was quartering away. And we left him for a few hours, tracked the blood, jumped him, and ended up shooting him one more time. So here he is. He's a mule deer, and it's a mule deer rut. Haven't been able to catch up to that big whitetail yet, but nice mule deer. I've got a tag, so thought I'd take him. Beautiful deer.
Nicely done, Kev. Satisfaction indeed. Michelle, that Muley, what do you think? How does he stack up compared to yours, maybe? I think that's a nice one, but I'm not an expert.
Yeah, congratulations, Kevin. It's a very nice buck. It's got some mass. It's got a nice frame. Yeah, the back forks are nice. Very nice.
Kev, the last couple of days here, what's the game plan for you? Because I know you are meticulous in how you go about handling your business in the Bowzone, chasing down whitetail bucks.
Yeah, the forecast is for pretty serious wind, I think. I haven't checked it again this evening, but it's looking like it's pretty intense wind. So I guess we'll just take it as it comes. I'll see how the morning looks and whether we're going to sit all day or whether we're going to do a few hours. I'm not sure. Morning and evening, for sure. I don't know about it all day, depending on that wind. And it'll also depend on where, because I've got 2 spots that I still want to focus on, and wind has to be right. So we'll see.
Kev, how do you find the group and everybody keeping up everybody's spirits up and positive? Because that's something Michelle's been kind of talking about a little bit so far this show.
Yeah, you know what? I think everyone's doing great. I mean, people are getting a little bit tired, but I'm hearing all kinds of good stuff. Everybody's cheering everybody on. Everybody's rooting for everybody. So I have a feeling some arrows are going to fly tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes.
I like it. Kev, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you as always. We'll catch up with you on the final show with your Muley. Well done, sir. Get some rest, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. See ya.
All right. There's Kevin Wilson, and of course, we're hoping to have fan favorite Keith MacDonald joining us on the final show of the season. But for now, let's listen to his pre-hunt ritual.
Okay, so last year I was sitting in a stand, and I'm pretty stickler when it comes to I have a program that I do for scent free. I shower, of course, every morning. I have my clothes in a clean bin. I try to dress in the field, unless it's too cold, of course, and I'll dress outside. But last year I had the HECS on, and I had a decent buck come in. And we had a stare down for probably about 2 minutes, and he couldn't figure me out. And I know that I've been in that situation before, and the buck usually blows. When he figures something's not right, it doesn't matter what it is. If he doesn't think it's right, those mature deer, they blow out of there. And that guy did not blow out. He stared at me for a while, couldn't figure me out, and just kept walking like nothing ever happened. So this year I'm gonna be wearing the full HECS suit again, and hopefully it does what it's supposed to do again.
Great to see Keith MacDonald there. He's going to be all hexed up. Hopefully he takes something down the last couple of days. Joining us now, once again, Zack Brown. Zack, hey, you've had an interesting couple of days since we last spoke. What's been going on, pal?
Yeah, so I was able to put some time in the tree stand. Clients are all gone, and I made some I had a good opportunity in a very short time frame, and the situation didn't work out. But it kind of worked out, as we'll see here shortly. Yeah, some action. You know, the Bowzone special where a deer comes in where you're not expecting it. And you got to make a shot, and the deer ducked. And here we are, still hunting the same deer.
I sense some frustration, but you're dealing with it okay, right? I know we're going to see the footage right away. I saw it earlier. I can sense that frustration. How are you coping with it?
I mean, there's a few holes here in the drywall, but besides that, things are good. I'm totally calm. No, it was just one of those things where it was like, I felt really bad because, like, you know, this deer's going to die, and then the deer's alive, which is great. But then it's like, I need my broadhead back, and they're expensive broadhead. So, yeah, now the quest for getting my broadhead continues.
Well, it's a good thing that those holes in the drywall are not on camera. Those are easily fixable, and people are wondering what the heck happened. Let's take a look at what Zack Brown encountered.
Yes, hi. I call this spot the cat stand, because this cat usually rides on my back, at least for a little ways. Hello.
opened up now.
Well, yesterday did not go as planned. Yeah, I had that situation with that buck. The interesting thing with blood trails is you turn the camera on when you see good blood, and then you shut it off when you realize maybe it's not going to be around the corner. And we did a bunch of searching. It kind of ran out, and then it looked like it started chasing some does. And after watching the footage, we never saw the footage. I didn't even think I had the kill shot when I started tracking the deer. And then we went back and looked at the footage, and it's high. It's super high. The one thing that's very interesting to me, and I'm always trying to be very critical of any hunting situation so I can become better and help other people as well. And it looked like a duck. It really did. When I started slowing down frame by frame, before you see the arrow hole on the animal, you see it drop. The question is how much did it drop? And if it did not drop, would I have had a dead deer? It's really close. Yeah, I mean, it dropped significantly. I think I should have definitely aimed a little bit more lungs than I tried to aim for the heart. I got really confident. It was super close. I thought this is a dead deer. I mean, we're using big broadheads. It's gonna plow right through it. And yeah, should not have done that. But learning lesson in itself, it's a tough one. The hardest lessons in life, I think, hurt the most because that's how you remember them and that's how you learn. And with bow hunting, it's no exception. If anything, it's more so. So yeah, hope we can learn from that. I'm gonna get back in the stand. I want to say I'm listening for ravens, but we've guided a bunch of shots that are even better looking than that. We didn't find it, and that shot's pretty high. They call it no man's land, but there's just not much vital up there. You know, maybe a deflection, but it looks like the arrow hit the opposing shoulder and then broke off inside. So, I mean, if it does die, I hope I hear ravens today, but I really don't. But hopefully I eat my words and we find it. Problem is by now obviously the meat would probably be spoiled and the coyotes have eaten their fill, but that's bow hunting, unfortunately. I mean, it's just not fun when situations like this anyway. So I'm gonna get back in the stand. Stay tuned. Well, there he is. That's so awesome. He showed up this morning at 1:30 a.m. and I was worried because, you know, that deer, I did not want it to die in a way that'd be painful and the coyotes eat him, but he survived that shot. These whitetails are tough, right? I mean, bow hunting, it's hard. There's a lot of things that has to go right, and I mean, I preach it to clients all the time, and here I am living it out in real time, but super happy that it's alive. I'm gonna get back in the stand and hopefully get another crack at him because that'd make a pretty sweet story.
All right, Zach, you're pretty hard on yourself there, but you expect a lot from yourself, obviously. I guess a feel-good story at the end, is that a fair way to describe it?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some comfort in the fact that it is alive and doing well. I actually had it again today on camera. My wife shot a moose today, so I went to go help her, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, just wait, I'm gonna have that deer come back. And sure enough, within 150 yards of my stand, he poked his head in front of the camera for about 3 or 4 minutes just to let me know that he's doing totally well and he's living his best life, chasing some females around. So yeah, I mean, it's bittersweet, but he's out there, and I think he wants me to retrieve my arrow. The downside is he has to get another arrow in him to make that happen. So that's the plan here in the next couple of days.
Zach, the duck. I know you pointed it out. We saw it on the replay there. Like, is that just a luck of the draw type of thing, or is that you wanting to go a little high, or what?
Yeah, there's always a debate of whether they're feeding or whether they're on alert and how you can aim. He didn't know I was there, but there was that one antler buck across the way, and I think he was focused on that, and he was just all his senses were really high, and he heard my bow, and the shot wasn't far, like 25 yards. And my bow's maybe 60 pounds, so it's fast. I mean, it's fast enough, but I think because he was so on edge in that situation, I mean, you could do that shot again at 25 yards and he would never do that. But he was just on edge, and yeah, he dropped. I mean, I think even if he didn't drop 2 or 3 inches, I mean, you see in the trail cam footage, it's super close to the heart, and even it would exit a little bit lower. But I mean, it's just a tough break. That's a tough one.
Michelle, we watched that earlier before we went to air. You watched it again. Any thoughts and any questions for Zack on that one?
Super unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a lot to process, and you learn. Unfortunately, we learn from our mistakes, like you were saying in the video, right? That's what we take with us. The longest, I guess, or the most. And yeah, I don't know. There's so much pressure in the moment, and there's so many variables and so many things to think of, and sometimes it just almost feels impossible, but it happens, right? It's
part of the
hunting.
game.
Yeah.
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 Zack,
no, I totally agree. And like, sorry.
I was gonna say, tell us about your wife's moose. I saw the shot of her smiling on the WhatsApp chat. What was she able to take down?
Yeah, so she's sitting in the stand, and she's never shot a bear before with her bow, but no ungulates, no moose, no deer, no elk. And she's sitting there, and it's kind of a sad story, but also a good story, in that this moose comes onto the field and it's crying and it's limping. And she's like, kind of taken back, and this thing's just crying and crying. There's no other moose with it, and it's a pretty young moose, and it's limping. There's a footage we have of it. But yeah, long story short, moose came under a tree. She shot it at 20 yards and it ran off and died. And we were looking at the leg, and the one leg, it either broke or something happened, but it started forming calcified all on the joint. So, I mean, there's a little bit of comfort in that hopefully, I mean, that moose wouldn't have survived. I mean, it was a really young moose, but now we have a full freezer, and, she's got some confidence under her belt, and I mean, all ended well. And yeah, I mean, I'm pumped for her. I mean, anytime you can get a person in the tree stand to do a first of anything is always fun. And I think she's hooked. I'm worried about my other tree stand spots and whether she's going to be in there fighting me for whitetail now. So we'll see.
You've been guiding for most of the season. I know you try to sneak in a few days here, had that encounter, unfortunately, like we talked about and saw. What's the game plan for the next couple of days, Zack?
Well, we're calling that deer story time because there's a story involved if we want to talk about it. And yeah, I'm going to sit there on that tree stand where I shot from, and I'm going to put it out the next 2 days. There's other see them around, so I think I'm just going to put my time in and see what happens.
All right, Zack, always great to catch up with you, man. Best of luck in the last couple of days.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. There's Zack Brown. Bittersweet story there for him. Congrats to his wife on the moose. More Bowzone Live coming up after this.
Wild TV Plus, it's been great for me. I'm on the road quite a bit, but I'm able to have all my favorite hunting shows all in one place. I can scroll through it, get to the one I want, watch it. It's on demand, it's got all the content I need. And like I said, I'm not home very often, so I'm on the road quite a bit. It's on my app, on my phone, and I'm able to watch it, and I just love it.
My spring was great. Did a lot of bear hunting. I shot my biggest bear to date at 20 and 9/16. Got a lot of great video footage, and it was awesome. Chased a bunch of waterfowl, did really well. I haven't got out for elk yet, but I did fold my moose tag the other day, which is great because the freezers are full.
Welcome back to Bowzone Live. Tom Gazzola alongside Michelle Van Dam. Expectations the last couple of days, Michelle, for everyone. They want to get a buck before everything ends on the 30th. So what do you think of the last couple of days and how people are going to go about trying to get a whitetail? Because it seems like a lot of muleys are crossing paths with their whitetails.
Yeah, there seems to be more and more muleys as the years progress in the Bowzone, and definitely my experience. But a little increased pressure over the next couple days, but also super exciting because just it's so unpredictable what can happen, what kind of bucks can come in, bucks we've never seen before. That's what I'm hoping for happens. But yeah, it's just a super exciting time. We're all tired, but just got 2 days left, so just giving it all we have. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's catch up with Jim Thompson, who's got a few words for us on Annihilator broadheads.
My experience with Annihilator broadheads. I've been using them now for 2 years. We were introduced to them on the show, and I've shot a couple deer with them, not on the show. And I just shot a big bull elk with them this year. And I can tell you one thing, they make a really big hole and they're really reusable. Very little to touch them back up and you can reuse them again. And what's nice thing about them, then you can use them on coyotes. You can use them on some small games, like if you're trying to get something like a rabbit. But you can also use them, and I've also used them on turkeys, believe it or not, down in Texas. But I've found that they work really well, and they do complete pass-through on my elk this year. I went in one side, out the other, and it was a big 6x6. So I've been really happy with how Annihilators have worked in their performance, and they fly really well. They fly similar to field points. So if you're thinking about getting a new broadhead and trying something out that works really well, I recommend, from my experience anyway, Annihilator broadhead.
All right, great stuff there from Jim Thompson as we welcome in Logan Johnson with his handlebar mustache. Nicely done, Logan. That thing's looking lean and mean, pal. Movember. How you been? What's going on? How you plowing through these last couple of days here?
Last couple of days have been tough. I came down with a pretty harsh cold yesterday. I was pretty much laid up in bed all day today, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected. A lot of us are burning the candle at both ends and it's wearing us out. Tomorrow's going to be super windy. I think I'm going to sit out tomorrow, try to recover, and I'm going all in for final day magic.
Michelle, anything for Logan?
I haven't heard from you too much on the chat. I was wondering if you were working the last few days or not, but were you in the tree stand?
Yeah, I've been in the tree stand lots. I traded all my shifts away, so I didn't have to go to work. So I got that part dealt with. But the deer, like everyone else, aren't cooperating. They're just so sporadic. This weather, I mean, there's a million factors. But I've been grinding it out. I've been doing all-day sits. I've been switching it up 2-3 times in a day. But it's been tough. I think everyone's seeing that.
Logan, you've also been working on something new. Before we're going to let you talk about it, we're going to see it first. So let's do that.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Bowzone Live. I've been getting really close to some really nice bucks. I got some cool video, some cool footage. I rattled in a pretty nice buck the other day, but I just haven't been able to seal the deal. And when I haven't been hunting, I started up a brand new company called Trophy Vault. It's the first 3D scanning company in Canada geared towards the hunting industry, and its main purpose is to protect your trophies. So when we scan your animal, say a deer, it takes the blueprints of that rack, the antlers themselves, down to a sub-millimeter accuracy. So those exact blueprints can be digitally archived onto a custom thumb drive and stored safely in your computer. So that animal can be rebuilt to exact specifications. If you have a fire, if the trophy becomes unrepairably damaged somehow, or if it's stolen, you can get it rebuilt. We're set up to go mobile. So we can come to you and scan all your trophies, all your animals in the comfort and the safety of your own home. It opens up so many creative doors, like making mini mounts. So just like we can recreate those antlers, horns in life-size form, we can scale it down and make them fit in the palm of your hand. Us as hunters spend so much time, effort, and money into this way of life we love. It's worth protecting your trophies. This is what we do. Check it out, and we'll talk to you soon. Stay safe.
That is Logan Johnson's new venture, Trophy Vault. Michelle, you were wondering something there.
I was wondering where you got the idea from. It's super cool.
Back in 2013, I did actually lose a deer. I had a buck that was special to me, stolen. Not really sure what the complete story is, but ever since then, so basically 10 years ago, I've just been trying to think about, like, there's got to be a way to protect these, right? I mean, this isn't necessarily a new technology, but it's a new technology in a lot of different industries. It has been slowly working into the hunting industry more in the United States. But this is the first of its kind up here. And I do really believe in it. I think it's awesome. We're in a society where we insure and protect everything else we own. And us as hunters know how much hard work we put into the outdoors. So why wouldn't we protect what we have, right?
Yeah, very cool idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, trophy vault. Very cool. Logan, I know you're going to recoup tomorrow. You said you were feeling a little bit under the weather, so you can go out for the last day. I'm sure you're going to be keeping tabs on the WhatsApp chat and the footage that we're going to be seeing from everyone as we look at Daryl Legg's stuff. Is that the kind of plan of attack, watching what everyone else is doing to motivate you for that last day?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps if people are starting to see him in fields or going in the deep bush. You can kind of adjust your game plan to what others have been seeing. So, I mean, and that's what's so cool about the team, right? We can all help each other. So hopefully it leads to some last minute success for some of us.
I'm laughing at Daryl Legg with the ankle sock in his boot there. So, Logan, great catching up with you, pal. Rest up, and then hopefully on the 30th, we're talking about a big buck going down.
Right on. Thanks, guys.
There you go, Logan Johnson. All right, Michelle, that's pretty much it for the show. Good job.
Wow, that went by pretty quick, actually. Yeah.
It flies by.
Yeah.
The conditions tomorrow with the wind, how's that going to affect things
I'm a
really
little
quickly?
worried. I'm a little concerned. I'm not sure if it's going to change my strategy with where I'm going to sit, but I don't know. I'm going to check it out when I get home and again in the morning before I head out. So we'll see. We'll see what the weather brings, but the last day sounds the most exciting because the temperature is dropping.
There we go. That's it for Bowzone Live.
Bowzone Live is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Annihilator Broadheads, Bronc Beer, Bushnell Outdoor Products, HECS Stealth Screen, Hoyt Archery, Lone Wolf Taxidermy, Lowdown Viewer, Habit Apparel by Mako Inc., Onyx, Shot IQ, Portable Winch, and Wild TV Plus.